Is it audible? So, someone unmute, please respond ki we are all audible.
Yes, we can hear you.
Audible, sir.
Yes, so
Audible, sir, audible.
nice of you. So nice of you. Thank you. Nitika, please start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Nitika Manchanda, welcome you all in today's interactive meet, Let's Connect. Through this new initiative, we will endeavor to connect all the insolvency professionals every month to discuss various issues, problems which they are facing, or the latest developments in the code. And the topic of today's interactive meet is Know Your IP. Before going to the topic, I would like to introduce the Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Prashant Sarangi. He is also heading the Directorate Research of Printing Cell of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. He has received MA, MPhil and PhD degree in economics. And he is also an MBA. He was awarded BA Eco Honors, securing first position, and MA Eco, securing first position in order of merit. He has authored various books titled Research Methodology, Consumption, Poverty and Inequality, and he was also one of the editors of the books titled Innovations in Management Science. Sir, would you like to add something?
Okay, thank you, Nitika, for that elaborate introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, so good afternoon again. So, wish you all Happy New Year. So, you are all our assets, and we are having a very experienced, talented professionals with us as team ICSI IIP here in Noida. And but what we are observing is since last few years, a little bit gap is arising between IPAs and IPs. Our team is working day and night in order to give better services to all IPs and for the betterment and growth of all of you. So in order to have better policies and better development of IPs, it is required that both of us should have in a common platform. And I thank my team of taking this initiative to interact with you all. So the team is sitting with me here with you all who will be introduced just now. So this Let's Connect series, I hope will definitely help us in getting your suggestions, getting your comments, and getting your feedback. And also, we hope that we'll get some suggestions from you so that we can represent it to some ministries, IBBIs, and we can act accordingly. So I wish the best to this series, and I wish you all have a good discussion today. Thank you. Over to you, Nitika.
Okay. So I will firstly brief what an IPA is and then how ICSI IIP functions. Then I will briefly introduce the team of ICSI IIP. Later on, Mr. Ravi Prakash Ganti, the insolvency professional, will have an interactive meet with all of you, and then he will moderate the session and will seek your views and your suggestions to improve the efficiency of ICSI IIP. So the entire structure of insolvency resolution lies on following 4 pillars: Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Adjudicator, that is the adjudicating authorities, appellate tribunals and the Supreme Court, Bankruptcy and Insolvency Information Utilities, Insolvency Professionals and Insolvency Professional Entities, agencies. So an insolvency professional agency means any person registered with the board under section 201 as an insolvency professional agency. There are 3 IPAs as of now: ICSI IIP, Indian Institute of Insolvency Professionals of ICAI, Insolvency Professional Agency of Institute of Cost Accountants of India. As per the code, there are...
PPT share nahi hota.
No.
You want to share that PPT or not?
It is shared.
No, but it is not showing on that.
It is not hitting the screen.
Okay. I hope the PPT is visible to everybody.
Now we can see it.
Yes, now visible.
Okay. So as per the code and regulations, the mandates for IPs are to grant membership, to monitor the performance of its members, to redress the grievances of stakeholders against insolvency professionals, to initiate disciplinary action against the insolvency professionals, to investigate and to inspect the IPs, to develop the profession of insolvency professionals, to carry out research activities in the field of insolvency, liquidation, and bankruptcy resolution. So, what is ICSI IIP? I will just give a brief overview. ICSI IIP is the frontline regulator of insolvency professionals. It is a Section 8 company under the Companies Act and is a wholly owned subsidiary of Institute of Company Secretaries of India. ICSI IIP enrolls, educate, train, and monitor and discipline the professional members enrolled with it. ICSI IIP lays down the standards of professional conduct and develop best practices for its professional members. ICSI IP has registered over more than 1,200 IPs who are company secretaries, management experts, advocates, cost accountants, and chartered accountants. The governing board of ICSI IP consists of eminent persons as independent directors and the nominees from ICSI. So there are three types of functions of ICSI IP. First is regulatory functions, then development functions, and then finance, HR, and admin functions. So the regulatory functions include membership, monitoring and inspection, and legal and compliance. Membership includes enrollment and registration of members. It includes both IPs and IPEs registration and enrollment, then handling the CPE compliances. The monitoring and inspection department includes desktop monitoring, inspection of IPs, issuance of AFA, and then issuing show cause notices, direction, and advisories. The legal and compliance department handles redressal of grievances against the IPs, disciplining the members, compliances of Companies Act, and compliances of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. The research and publication department covers publications, regulatory updates, for example, daily learning curves, monthly journals, knowledge capsules, and other knowledge initiatives. Support to regulator in policy making, developing the statement of best practices for IPs, research initiatives at national and international level, and we have query platform also. The training programs covers PREC, lit up programs, workshops, webinars, interactive meets, roundtables, etc. And then we have finance and HR and admin department who handles all the aspects of finance and HR, and they handle all the financial statements of the company. So as per the organizational structure, the head of the department is Chief Operating Officer Designate. He is designated from ICSI IIP, and Mr. Prashant Sarangi handles it. Then we have the Company Secretary and Deputy Director, CS Poonam Shukla. She is heading the Monitoring and Inspection Department of ICSI IIP. She is FCS, LLM, and MCOM. She is also B.Ed and she has done diploma in taxation also. She has more than 16 years of experience working with corporate sector, official liquidator, and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. I would like to ask ma'am to add something.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just I want to brief you about some monitoring aspects. Monitoring is one of the core functions of IPAs. So now a question arises that how we monitor the IPs. We monitor our members through desktop monitoring and through inspections. Here we examine documents, forms, and disclosures submitted by IPs. Not only this, we are also tracking the orders passed by the adjudicating authority and appellate authority. We also see that what references we received from the IBBI or the other government bodies. Here, one thing I would like to tell you that all these exercises is not a fault finding exercise. Here we are trying to help our IPs to identify where more precautions, care, and attention are required at their end. We make our members aware about that by complying the code, regulations, circulars, guideline, they can avoid the risk of disciplinary proceedings. After examining the documents and disclosures, we place the report before the monitoring committee. Monitoring committee, after examining these reports, will give the necessary direction to the secretariat. Accordingly, we pass on the direction to our IPs. At this juncture, I want to tell you two things. Although you are all the seasoned professional, still two things are really I want to share with you. That first, please check the validity of your AFA certificate before taking up any assignment, new assignment, because we are seeing that now few IPs are still taking up assignment after the expiry, the validity of their AFA, and even when their AFA is suspended. As per regulations, without valid AFA, IPs are not authorized to take up any assignment, whether it may be a CRP assignment, liquidation assignment, or voluntary liquidations. Secondly, I want to say that I request all the members who are not holding AFA are requested to comply four things. First, file Form E on the IBBI portal about the annual statement of professional fee of insolvency professional. Second, annual membership of IPA and fee of IBBI. Third, half-yearly return, that is within 15 days of 31st March and 30th September. Fourthly, compliance with the CPE guideline. Many times we feel that these are the unnecessary compliances, but once we all agreed to become the insolvency professionals, so it's our duty to abide by the code, regulations, guideline, or circular, whatever issued by the IBBI or the government. ICSIP is also monitored and inspected by the IBBI as one of the service provider. We are also submitting monthly and yearly reports to IBBI. So please, it's my request to comply with the provisions. And if you have some suggestion, then please share with us, write us. We will put forth your concern with the IBBI. Lastly, one thing more I want to tell you that last week we had a session on handling, monitoring, and inspection. This recording is available on our YouTube channel. So please do watch that video. It will help you in all the compliances regarding the compliances towards the IPA or IBBI. Thank you.
So if I'll make a small summary, then it says that what Madam says, ki please comply all the compliances that are required by IBBI, that is your regulators. And while doing all this, please be careful on your documents, what you are mentioning. And because these are ultimately adding as a records in the regulators files. So these are two important aspects. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Then we have Mr. Tapash Bhattacharjee. He is the Chief Financial Officer of ICSI IIP. He is designated from ICSI. He is also working as a Joint Director Internal Audit in ICSI. He is a postgraduate in Financial Management with experience of more than 22 years in finance, accounts, and audit of various organizations. Tapash, sir, would you like to add something?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I'm available in Lodi Road office, 4th floor, and my team is available in Noida. Any issues, everybody can reach out to us, and we wish you a very great year ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tapas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Then we have Mr. Nitin Satija. He is the Assistant Director of Membership and Training. Nitin, sir, can you please?
Sure. So good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all the professional members. We thank you all for having taken out time for this kind of interactive meet or whatever we call it as. So, now, sure, sir. So before I say anything about the different functions that I have been assigned to me at ICSIP, let me say that it's a real privilege to have been regularly interacting with all the professional members that has actually added to my experience and knowledge. I probably would have spoken with all the professional members who have gathered here today. And as I said, it has been a great privilege for me. At ICSIIP, I'm taking care of the enrollment function, the pre-registration education training course, the CPE programs, the CPE applications filed in that regard, and the monthly journal. And about my professional qualification, I am a law graduate and have 15 years of experience into the. So I've worked as an in-house counsel. I have worked with a law firm. I have worked with an international MNC, which is into legal research, LexisNexis. And prior to joining ICSIIP, I also worked with a non-banking financial company. As regards some of the things that I would definitely like to discuss with you is pertaining to the CPE, because those, okay, firstly, the CPE, I have been talking to a lot of IPs, and while attending our learning programs, their concern is more about whether CPE are given or not. And in many of the programs, the faculties have observed that while the members do log in, but they're not visible. So their cameras are off. So this kind of puts off the speaker also. It takes away the motivation for him to discuss more things. So that's one thing that I would request you all to please help us with kind of conducting those programs.
So adding with Nitin, that is one of the mandatory requirement also from IBBI side. The video should always be on mute. So please do take care of that. Please continue.
Other than that, CP applications we have come across. I mean, if all the professional members must have gone through the CP guidelines, which says that within 7 days of the learning activity, the application has to be filed, which is, to my regret, I mean, hardly seen any kind of CP application. 7 days are generally taken as kind of directory and not mandatory. So that's something that I would request you all to kindly adhere to. Other than that, as you're aware that 3 years, the CP guideline says that within 3 years from your enrollment or rather registration, you have to secure minimum 50 CP. And the first block of 3 years have ended the last year itself, the end of the last year. So those who have not complied, I am requesting you to please complete your CP hours so that in future there is no difficulty. A lot of IPs have said that what are going to be the implications of it. The implications would probably fall into the membership of the person, and that may go on a suspension mode. So, I mean, those are the kind of concerns that we have. With that, I now request Nitika to take forward.
Thank you so much. So now we have Mr. Chakshu Gambhir. He is the executive. He is handling enrollment of IPs, admin and IT department of ICSI-IP. He has more than 5 years of experience in hospitality and hotel administration, HR management and admin activities. He has done PGDM and BSc.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Then we have Miss Anjali Gupta. She is also an executive in ICSI-IP. She is handling authorization of assignment and registration of IPEs. She is working with ICSI-IP for last 4 years. She is a law graduate and MBA. Then we have Miss Trashla Singh. She is research associate in ICSI-IP. She holds the designation of research associate, and she is currently handling research related work, organizing training programs. She's taking care of CPE applications and handling monthly journal as well. Prior to joining ICSI-IP, she has worked with senior advocates and some law firms. Then we have CS Radhika Anand. She is the assistant director in ICSI-IP. She is handling grievance, disciplinary and appellate matters. She has overall experience of more than 11 years in the field of corporate laws, corporate restructuring, mediation, arbitration. She is a company secretary and postgraduate in law. Ma'am, would you like to add something?
Thank you, Nitika. Good afternoon, everyone. I would just like to add about the grievance redressal mechanism of ICSI-IP. There are 2 types of grievance, like we get the grievance from stakeholders as well as the grievance being forwarded by IBPI as well. There is a recent amendment of IBPI in the grievance and complaint handling procedure regulations 2017, which focuses on 3 major points like disposal of grievance by IPA, then reduction of timeline for disposal of grievance from 45 days to 30 days. So now we have to dispose of the grievance within the time limit of 30 days. And the third point is the reduction of time limit for submission of information and records by the aggrieved and the IP. So now the timeline is 7 days. Earlier it was 15 days. So I would just like to request all the IPs, once we forward the complaint to you, so please send the reply within the time limit so that we can dispose of the grievance within 30 days as specified by the IPI. Thank you. Over to you, Nitika.
Okay. Then we have CSP Mehboob. She is Assistant Director in ICSI IIP. She is handling education, research, and publication department. She has overall experience of more than 10 years in corporate, legal, and secretarial field. She is academically inclined and have written various articles on various corporate legal topics. She is a company secretary, LLB, and postgraduate in commerce. Peer ma'am, would you like to add something?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm handling education, research, and publication department at ICSI IIP. In education, for educating our members, I used to send regular IBC updates to all of you on your given email IDs. And in education, in publication part, we have published various publications on IBC laws. And we do also have research initiative where we used to write lots of research articles, and also we invite research articles from our members. So recently we have initiated this research initiative wherein we have invited research articles from our members, and we for whatever amendments came, whatever proposed amendments or discussion papers came through IBBI, we used to invite comments from our members, but generally we don't get very lots of response and lots of suggestions from your side. So I would request all of you that whatever suggestions we seek from all of you in terms of our draft amendments, whatever comes in IBBI, IBC regulations, and in our publication part, or for research purposes, we request you to please share your suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Then we have CS Anu Sharma. She is also an executive with ICSI IIP. She is handling secretarial compliances, grievance, inspections, and query platform. She has 7 years of experience in corporate, legal, and secretarial field. She is a company secretary and MBA in finance. Then we have Miss Ankita Agarwal. She is also an executive with ICSI IIP. She is handling inspections, research and publication department in ICSI IIP. For last 4 years, she has experience in the field of arbitration, company law, contracts, indirect taxation, and insolvency laws. She has done business law honors from NLU. Then we have Mr. Vikram Taneja. He is an executive. He is handling finance and accounts and HR department of ICSI IIP. He has more than 7 years of experience in the field of finance, accounts, taxation, statutory audit, and internal audit. He is an MBA finance and CA intermediate qualified. Vikram would like to add something, and he will brief you about what all issues he faces.
First of all, actually, I would require this laptop to give a demo or this online thing. Actually, we get a lot of fee-related issues, queries from the members. So to address that, and for ease of convenience for the members, I just wanted to give a demo about how to log in and make payment, online payment. Just a brief demo. This will help you out. I'll just show you. So you have to go to our homepage, icciip.in.
We have to open up the window.
Share karo.
Stop sharing.
I hope the website is visible to you all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's video.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes, sir.
first you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So first you have to log in. You have to go to our home page. Therein you'll see this icon, online payments. I'm assuming that you already are members, so you've already made the payment of enrollment fees, and you already have your login IDs and passwords with you, right? So when you enter this online payments, therein you have to fill in your login ID and password. So for demo, I'll just show you. So once you enter in, you'll get this page, make your payment. Here you can select the payment heads that we've already created for you. You can select any of the payment heads. You want to make the payment of annual membership fees, you can make the payment. You just have to choose the year and the amount. You have to click on it. This payable amount will be auto-populated. And as you can see, the details are also auto-populated. And these are editable details. So like GST number is optional. So you don't have to fill it if you don't want the input credit. This one thing, one of the issues that a lot of members face is after making the payment, you get an error screen saying that mobile number format is incorrect. So for that, you have to note that this mobile number has to be 10-digit mobile number. You should not prefix +91 like or 0 before that. It should be simple your 10-digit mobile number. After that, you click on Pay Now. Then you land up on this Easy Pay gateway. So here you can make a payment to net banking, debit card, credit card, UPI. Any of the mode that you want to select, you can select. And besides this, I understand that you're all members, so you probably don't need it. But for program participants and new users, what they can do is, I'll just show you. So if you're a new user, in that case, you have to enter this online payments button. Here you will click here if you are a new user, online payments. Remember, you have to click on online payment. And since you're not a member, I'm talking about the participants who are not our members. If you're not a member, we need your information to be put on the tax invoice. So for that, we have put in this user registration form. So this you have to fill in. Again, mobile number has to be 10-digit and GST number is optional. Here, once you submit, you will receive your login details, login ID and password on your email ID. Then from using that, you can again log in to this online portal. So I think that's it for now. If you have any queries, you can ask later on. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram. Then we have Mr. Pawan. He's assistant working with ICICI IIP. He is in finance and accounts department. He has more than 3 years of experience in the field of finance, accounts, taxation, statutory audit, bank audit, internal audit, and stock audit. He is pursuing CMA and a graduate in commerce. We also have Ms. Khushbu Sai Khurana. She's CS management trainee enrolled with ICICI IIP. She is pursuing LLB also, and she seeks to get involved in corporate litigation and restructuring of companies. Lastly, I would introduce myself also. I am handling the monitoring and inspection department of ICICI IIP. I have more than 4 years of experience. I am graduated from Kirodimal College, and I also hold postgraduate degree in commerce. Now, before handing over the session to Mr. Ravi Prakash Ganti, sir, I would just briefly introduce what are the milestones ICICI IIP has achieved so far, which includes publications. Publications, we have a compendium on insolvency professionals. This is a newly introduced publication which is available for purchase on our website. IBC Learning Curves, Final Word on IBC, 100 Landmark Judgments of NCLAT, Pronouncements, IBC Judicial Regulatory Ruling for Stakeholders, Practical Aspects of Insolvency Law, Voluntary Liquidation, a Handbook, IRP, a Handbook, IBC Code and Regulations. IBC Code and Regulations have been updated and it will be available for all the insolvency professionals.
So I am happy to share that this particular publication has been ordered by IBBI and all ministries. We have so far supplied around 400 copies of this particular publications on demand to different ministries and also to other expert persons in India. Please put.
Then we have e-facilities for our professionals also, which include online registration, online facility for purchase of books, query platform, online facility to submit the disclosures, subscription for e-journals, dedicated helplines and email IDs for assistance, online learning management system, active YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram channels. We in our education and training department, we generally issues daily updates, compliance calendars, statement of best practices, frequently asked questions, monthly journal, weekend workshops, weekly case law webinars, interactive meets, research initiatives, and lit-up training. With regard to support to regulators, we have prepared detailed search report on group insolvency in 10 identified jurisdictions and submitted it to IBBI and MCA. We have provided inputs for amendments in code and regulations. We are an active member of Insolvency Law Committee, active member of committee behind the development of rules and regulations with respect to individual insolvency. And we have also attended and provided inputs to MCA with respect to insolvency colloquium organized by WBG in London. So, and Ms. Anu Sharma would like to briefly explain how our website functions.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anu Sharma. I'll quickly get you to the website of ICSI IIT. The website is available at www.icsiiit.in. I hope the website is visible to all. So in the beginning, there is what's new. So all our upcoming programs are available in this what's new section. You can simply click view all, and from here you will get the details of all the programs that we will be doing in the near future. And you can simply just click on the programs in which you wish to register. And from here, you can simply register for the programs. In the flyers, all the details are mentioned regarding the fees and the CPRs. In the upcoming events and the announcement are also mentioned in the what's new section. Then I'd like to tell that ICSI IIP is the only insolvency professional agency which has developed a query platform. The query platform is available here in green. So if you have any issues relating to your assignments, you can simply raise your query by simply logging into this query platform by using your credentials, and your query will be answered by our expert panel. In our expert panel, the members of our expert panel are also mentioned here, and they answer the queries within 4 to 5 days. So all your queries relating to all the assignments can be posted here, and then these can be answered. Then we also have this authorization for assignment thing here. So by clicking this authorization for assignment, you will get to know the standard operating procedure for AFA. The FAQs on AFA is also uploaded here, and the step-by-step guide through which you can apply for authorization for assignment is mentioned here. Then again, I'm clicking the home. Here we have the disclosures. You can simply click the disclosures. All our disclosures can be filed online. just click on view disclosures, and all the disclosures, time-based reporting, relationship disclosure, cost disclosure, and half-yearly returns can simply be filed from here. Also, in this education and training section, there is knowledge center, and all our journals are also uploaded in this e-journal section. You can simply log in and all the journals will be available for you. In this knowledge center, we upload our daily learning curves, knowledge repreneur, knowledge capsules, compliance calendars, SOPs, FAQs on CIRP, and FAQs on grievance redressal policy. So all the regular updates are available here in the knowledge center.
Orders.
Also, we have this buy books online, and this thing is available in red here. You can purchase all our books online. You can simply make the payment online and these will be delivered. Then about ICSI IIP, the details of our governing board, the committees of ICSI IIP, and the organizational structure is available here. Also, all the orders which are issued by ICSI IIP are available here, and IBBI also. We also have learning management system. In this learning management system, all our videos are uploaded. You can purchase, ebooks are also available here in this, and mock tests are also available. You can simply make the payment, and this the facilities of learning management system, which includes the ebooks and mock tests and the recordings of all our webinars and programs will be available here. So that's it for the website.
Thank you. So now I'll briefly introduce Mr. Ravi Prakash Ganti, sir. He will take over the session from now onwards and will interact with all of you, and we can have an interactive meet and we can discuss all the issues which you are facing. So Mr. Ravi Prakash Ganti, sir, he is a founder director of Resolve International Private Limited. He has corporate experience of more than 35 years across various industry sectors and functions. He has held board and CEO level positions in 2 listed companies. With regard to his insolvency practice, he is an IP from 2017. He is currently the liquidator of a group of 9 CDs in real estate sector. He is also an advisor to RPs and liquidator in various matters. He is a regular faculty in courses conducted by IPAs. Over to you, sir.
So, Ravi Prakash ji, welcome to you to ICICI IIP.
Thank you, Prashant ji. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Nitika. Thanks for the introduction. And let us get started with the second part of this today's session. This is the interactive part where all the members who are present here, all the participants get to ask questions, maybe even make suggestions or comments. We will follow the practice of using the raised hand symbol. Whoever wants to ask it, everyone will be recognized, everybody will get a chance. And please also mention when you are asking which subject matter you are referring to. I mean, those 4 or 5 broad departments that are there, so that the right person can respond to your query. So I see Mr. Tarakan has put up his hand right in the beginning, even before we started. Mr. Tarakan, do you have a question to ask?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. I have 2 questions, one relating to CPE and other relating to your website. Okay. My question relating to CPI, I have recently, thanks for sending that mail on CPE guidelines. But when I go to the site, see, you say it is 10 for calendar year, 3 for in a block of 3 years, 60. But in the site, I can't make out. It's only list. It doesn't say the total. It doesn't say each calendar year. Nothing is there. It can be done by a very simple. Anybody knowing website technology can very well do that. But this is a little difficult. I think with some correction, this can be corrected, in my opinion.
Nitin, would you like to answer that?
Sure, sir. Sir, as regards your query on the CPE, so because the platform is being maintained by IBBI, and if you check on IBBI website and you go to the IP corner, by just entering your name, you can see as to the total number of CPEs that you have earned so far. For the individual years, that facility is yet not available at IBBI website, but we have already requested them, so they are working on it.
Yeah, because when I enter, when I check my CPP, I just check that only. In there, actually, I must be able to know what is my year wise and what is my shortfall, so that I can plan accordingly. This is my, I know.
Sir, your suggestions are well taken.
Yeah.
And we have noted it down, and we'll definitely pass on it to IBBI in our monthly meetings, and we'll come up some solution to this, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. The other one is on your website is very simple. See, whenever I go to a website, basically when I take a CPE, I go to your website and make payment. But what happens is your website for payment is very blank. It's not going to the main website. So I don't even see, everybody has a time management. No? See, if it is going to the main website, I would have noted some important things on your main website and then log in and do my payment. But since it is straight away going to your blank payment window, I don't even see your website. So I suggest that like any other payment mode, first it should go to your home page, okay, then log in and do it. So in that case, actually, I will also have a look into your website, what is there, what is new in your website. This is only a suggestion for your level.
You mean to say that when you are clicking for payment,
yeah,
that small window should open in main website.
Main website, so that I will know what is, I will just browse through also your main website. I will also see what is new. Otherwise, I just leave the payment and go back. Okay, I don't see what's new in the website of the ICSP IIP.
Yeah,
but sir, but it is straight away taking to the module. That the clarity about that particular program will be more there instead of opening it in the same website. What I think.
Sir, your payment gateway for any kind of payment is one single one, whether it is for payment of yearly fees, whether it is for payment of CPE at seminar, anything, it is one window. But it is that blank window for payment only. I don't see the website actually. I only see the website and leave it. So it's something. See, everybody, I just make payment.
I think, yeah, Mr. Tarakan, I think we got what you wanted to say.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
I would say that the way out, because what he has said is a good idea. It should go to the payment website, payment link directly. That's fine. But after the payment is completed, let it take the person to the main website at that stage. I think that is very easy.
That is also welcome, sir. That's also.
Yeah. Once you complete the payment process, it takes you to the homepage of the main website, so that other things can be looked at that.
Yeah. What's new? Everybody will just flash it through. What's new? If otherwise, now yes. I am faced with the blank website only.
Yes. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
On the issue of year-wise CPRs, I think all the older members would probably remember it was there earlier. And when the IBBI website got upgraded, they transitioned to probably a different set of parameters. That is when it got corrupted. So I believe they're working on that, and it should come back.
Okay.
So it used to be there earlier. It used to tell every year how many you have earned. But when the transition took place to the new version, something happened, and that part of it got corrupted.
Right, sir. Okay.
Next, Mr. Tarakan, you can lower that hand. Yes. Next question, please. Yes, Mr. Golecha. Boliye.
One request is from my side. I am Golecha from Mumbai. Whenever workshop being attended by participants, I request to send the PPT of the faculty by mail to all the participants. Usually we don't receive. We used to make the request in the message column also. But PPT of the somewhere various case laws, other which has been deliberated, which has been discussed. So in PPT it will be available, and that will serve the purpose of the webinar also, that we are having the records. That I request to share PPT of all the whoever attends. That's my request, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Golecha, just to answer on this, as far as the PREC programs are concerned, I think all the faculties do share and everybody gets it. As far as other webinars which are not part of that, it will depend on the author and the speaker whether they would like to share it. But I think that can be noted down by the institute, and whoever is willing to share, those PPTs can be circulated. But it will depend on that person, whether that whoever has made it, whether they want to share it or not.
Thank you.
Mr. Zaveri.
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, so am I audible?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
So I don't know whether this technical issue has been taken or not. This is regarding AFA. Whenever we apply, the AFA gets renewed for a period of 12 months. Now, technically, from the date of application, the 12 months renewal is given. But when we go to NCLT for empanelment, there the 6-month period starts from January and it is up to 31st December. So my just request is to take up with the IBBI board whether this thing can be synchronized so that a member gets a chance for empaneling for the whole financial, I mean the calendar year.
I think there was a discussion paper on this subject, which IBBI has floated around.
Yeah, we had already two rounds of meeting with IBBI and all IPS on this empanelment issue, and some guidelines on this has been already submitted to IBBI. It is under their consideration, so I hope it will come very recently, very quickly on this issue.
Yeah, because it is
some
just
discussions
for,
were there.
Yeah. So what happens is it is just for the first phase. We need to do it. Otherwise, it gets renewed every year.
There was a number of discussions on this. So some particular concrete will come on this.
I appreciate.
Certainly, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zaveri. Mr.
Thank you,
Jha,
sir.
Sanjay Kumar Jha.
One thing I want to ask, AFA is renewed on the date before we are appointed for 6 months for AFA for the purpose of the NCLT purpose. So why not our AFA is effective from 1st January to 31st December, because we are facing problem when on which date we are applying for AFA, we are getting AFA, and 2 and 3 months is less, getting less days of the AFA. If I have AFA of 25th November and applied on 1st November for renewal of AFA, then AFA is issued on 15th November. Then day of AFA is reduced year by year. In last time I was issued first time on 15th December, and then I applied on 25th November. Then issue was made on 25th. Why not a specific date with effect from 1st January to 31st December for the AFA?
I think, Mr. Jha, that question was answered in the previous query itself, where Mr. Sarangi had said that this matter is under the consideration of the board, and something should come out shortly on that. Thank you. Mr. Admin, we don't know your name, so please.
No, I think admin is wrongly taken. I am Samashiva Rao. I am IP from Hyderabad. Good evening, all of you, and thank you very much for the good initiative started by ICSI IP. I have a small query. A recent guideline that as a IRP or RP, when we are engaging the professionals, when we pay the fees to them, we have to remit 1% to IBBI. That 1% of the fees payable is it from the fees payable or it is extra? Suppose I agree for 1 lakh professional fees, it is 1,000 is 1 lakh plus 1,000 to be debited to CRP cost, or within 1 lakh. This is my doubt. If you clarify me, that will go a long way.
Well, the question is has been asked many times and answered. I think I will take the liberty of answering this. It is not a tax because the board does not have the power to levy tax. So it is not deductible from any fee payable to any professional.
Okay.
It is a cost of the process. It gets added separately. So the indexing to the fee of a professional is only a means of collecting the fee. So no deductions, the other than the statutory TDS or whatever which is applicable. So if the professional has raised the fee of 100, you pay him 100 less TDS as applicable, and you pay 1 to the board separately.
Oh, separately. And both can be debited to the CRP cost.
Yes, yes, they are CRP cost, absolutely.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more thing. Now that as IRP or RP, when we are receiving the fees, I have to pay 1% now from 1st October and 0.25% before that period. Is it every month to be payable, or at one time or at the end of the year to be payable?
Well, regulatory fee which is there is a monthly payment as mentioned there. So you will need to see what is covered in that. Those are payable monthly, and anything else as far as the IP is concerned, I think it is annual, so it's not.
Okay.
IP fees are always paid once in the year. Mr. Javeri, you have another query?
No, sir. No, sir.
Please lower the hand.
Yes, sorry, sir. Sorry.
Mr. Rao also, please.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I am doing this.
Anybody else wants to ask something or make a suggestion as to how, because this program is meant to be on a monthly basis. And as Nitika has explained, it will cover various issues of interaction between the IP members of the institute and the institute itself, that is the IPA. It will cover issues which are within the direct domain and authority of the IPA. It will also cover those issues which may not be directly, they may not be able to attend directly, but can be representational before the board. So both types of issues will be taken.
Ganti, hi, Shantanu here.
Yes, Golo.
So it's a good initiative, this query platform. And of course, there is an expert panel. Now, I just wanted to know what kind of queries can be posted to this panel, and whether the advice given by the expert will be with a lot of disclaimers or no. So supposing I put in a query on a matter of law. Okay. Now, is that a query that I can put? And if the advice comes, will that advice hold? Or it's just like this thing, how authentic or how binding would that advice be? One is a general advice, it comes with a disclaimer. So if the advice comes with a disclaimer, then means what is the sanctity of that advice?
Yeah, who is handling query platform? Yeah.
No.
Haji?
So it comes with a disclaimer. Actually, these are the answers of the professionals in the query platform and not the IPA.
So, madam, where does the IP go?
Its whole panel.
So, where does the IP go? Where does the IP go? You say, let's say you have a grievance redressal mechanism which is against the IP, as you. People will complain against the IP and you will want the IP to reply. Would it not be very healthy if, as the IPA and as the regulator, this I have even submitted to once to IBI also, why don't you have an active guidance for us? Why is it not binding? Where do we go when we need help. If I have a grievance, where do I go?
Mr. Sarangi, with your permission, may I answer this? Because
Yes,
there's
yes,
something
Ganti.
many
Yes, sir.
people
Yes.
ask all the time. Yeah, okay. There are certain principles when it comes to interpretation of any type of law, which could be an act, rule, regulation, circular, order, whatever, but whichever comes under the broad category of law. In the scheme of things in this country, the only bodies which are allowed to interpret law are the courts and tribunals. Nobody else, not even lawyers. So when you ask a query to a lawyer and get a written opinion, as a it is not something which the court need to accept. In fact, they don't. It is only to aid you in your argument, if any, or your representation. So, so IBBI, which is the framer, which is the regulator, which has got a regulatory function of making regulations, and then the second part, which is implementing them. They themselves, strictly speaking, cannot interpret their own regulation. Like Parliament cannot interpret its own laws. Okay, that is the exclusive domain of courts and tribunals. So where does the IP go? The IP takes a best judgment call like any other situation. An insolvency situation is not very different from a distressed company, which is before insolvency. And like a CEO, one has to take a call. It may turn out to be right, it may not. That depends. So take the best legal advice within the budget that you have for that particular assignment and go ahead with that. But any body which issues regulation or circular, strictly speaking, will not give one-to-one answers. At best, they might clarify when there are many queries from different people on the same issue by way of a clarification, circular, or that notice. But interpretation per se, which is case specific, is only and only the jurisdiction of the courts. Mr. Tarakan.
Yes, sir. A small query relating to CP again. Can I ask?
Yeah, if it is different from what you asked earlier, yes.
Yeah, it is different, sir. When we join the CP, we first go and register and pay it and save the invoice, right, as a proof of payment, which is issued by the institute. Okay, and after the webinar or after the course is over, we file the CP. Then the only document which we refer is basically that invoice, tax invoice, which is sent by the institute. Okay, but now again I verified. When I verified the tax invoice does contain only the name of the program. It does not contain the date and time. In the CPE side, while you adding the CPE, the important information required is what is the name of the program, what is the date, what is the time. But the invoice contains only the name of the program. I think in that column, if you add these two information also, the date of the program and the time, that would be much useful as a reference document, which has to be uploaded in the website for claiming that. This is my suggestion, sir.
Sir, my request is, as I said, that there's a limitation period of 7 days within which it has to be filed. So from the learning activity, if you file it within 7 days, you don't have to recall as to which learning activity you attended. And so I think that would serve the purpose.
Sir, I agree.
The invoices.
I agree, but as a prudent billing also, you must give the full information in the bill. You are only telling what is the name of the program. You are not telling the program date or the time. Whereas the site wants both that information also. So it would be better you just add.
Absolutely, sir. Your suggestion is well taken, and that can be included.
Yeah, it is.
We also share CP mailer just after the program or the next day. So in the CP mailer, in the subject, the name of the program, the day it was conducted, and what was the timing, everything is mentioned with the number of CP that is granted. So it is a humble request that while submitting your application, if you are not able to submit the invoice, you may take the screenshot of that mailer and attach it as the proof, because it is convenient for ourselves also and for you also because we are easily able to approve it then. Otherwise, it becomes little difficult for us to verify it from the attendance list and then to approve it.
No, timely uploading, I agree. But even in your CP mailer, it doesn't contain the time also. So the one single document which is authentic, in my opinion, is your invoice for which I have paid the money, right? That's what I save it. I save it as a document, which I refer when I file it. So that actually in that description, column 2 of that invoice, tax invoice, your tax invoice, if we can add it.
Sir, your point is well taken.
Yeah.
And we will definitely try to include these two basic requirements in the invoices.
Thank you, sir.
So our IT team will do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tarakan. Mr. Vinod?
Yes, sir. I have one suggestion only. See, basically, there is no facility for updating the particulars of RPA, like address, email address, and everything once it is registered. If you can provide some online facility or something like that in the website itself, it would be even at the same time simultaneously updating the address at IBB also. That would be my suggestion. That would.
You are talking of updating for an assignment or for
no, updating the particulars of
membership
the IP.
data. Membership
Yeah,
data.
membership data. In the website itself, you can provide it. At the same time, it can be updated in the IBAB platform also.
Okay, that I think they will have to look into what is the technicalities, because there are two different bodies. And
yes. I think there is no procedure now prescribed for updating the address.
Okay. I think enrollment team can look into that. Some procedure for any amendments to the profile of the IP.
Yes.
How that can be done in a relatively easy manner.
Sir, I probably missed the first part of the question. Can you repeat it once? So can you repeat it once?
Basically, sir, yeah, see, if I need to update my particulars like address, if I send a request to IBBI, they will send the request to ICSI, our IP. But if you can give a platform for that, even in the IBBI website itself, you can provide an online link for that, updating the same. That will be very useful.
So that is there. In fact, from this year itself, what they have done is, if you want to update any information regarding you, even if you're, you have added some qualification, you want to update it. So that will go through IPA. So IPA checker has to approve it, and then IBBI approves it. So we are doing it, sir.
No, he is saying, is it online or is it by way of a separate mail, which may or may not
yes,
be?
Yes.
That's what he
if
is
you
saying.
can provide
So
some
it is
online
online.
facility.
So it is online now.
On. Okay.
So it is available online. Procedure bata do na, how to do that. Nitin is explaining the procedure.
Actually, I have done. I think I have tried it, but I could not find it. I think online.
Okay. Anu Sharma, if you can just show on the screen where exactly this part is, so that just show where the tab is, if you can.
Yeah.
IBBI portal.
Yes. Yeah, we can see the website. Yes. Go ahead. Mr. Jha, please mute yourself. Mr. Sanjay Kumar Jha. Yes, Mr. Vinod, you can see that now. That is where you have to go. Okay, through your IBBI login.
Updating the address, yeah.
Yeah.
But I tried. I sent mails to IBBI and they have requested to ICSA, but still it is not updated. That's the reason I made this suggestion.
No, did you
My
go
details,
through this? Did you go online through this specific route, or did you just send a mail?
send a mail only. I send a mail.
Ah, no, you have to go through your login. There is very clearly here written IP update profile. So please go through that.
Okay.
If you still have a problem,
Okay.
you can contact the institute.
Sure,
Yes,
sure,
Mr. DP
sure.
Gupta.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can stop screen sharing.
Sir, in fact, I am trying to switch on my video, but it's getting a message that the host has stopped it.
Oh, okay. Can't be, but go ahead. We can hear you.
No, that's the point I wanted to make.
Oh, acha, you wanted the
When I am switching, wanted to switch on my video, as said by the Mr. Sarangi, that participants don't switch their video. And
okay.
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I think site admin, you can look into that, why it's happening. Any question from anybody else?
It may be, Gupta, your own problem of the cam already open in some other application or cam not functioning or something like that.
No, but I even, sorry, if I am trying right now, you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it. Why it is coming?
Yeah, it could be that sometimes the messages are not necessarily correct, but yeah, they can look into that. Let's go to the question. Mr. Ravichandran.
Sir, good afternoon. I have already written 2 articles and sent to ICICI IIP. So I don't want to repeat that, whatever I have written there actually. But apart from that, I have a few suggestions actually. So I hope this is the right forum. If not, I may be excused. Probably it can be taken with the appropriate authorities. The concerns are, one, keeping the company as a going concern. See, what happens is here, from my experience, I can tell you actually, we are having a company which has got nearly 20 factories across India, right from Uttar Pradesh to down south in Tamil Nadu. So it's like that actually. So keeping the company as a going concern for such a long period is posing a real challenge to IPs. This is one question actually. Second is that getting interim finance and most of the time where we had to shell out money from our pocket and run the show because some of the securities have to be paid or some of the key vendors to be paid, like advertising agency and all. So this interim finance, the requirement of interim finance it has to go to all the banks and as well as not only to public sector bank as well as to private sector banks and to NBFCs also. So they understand that the RP cannot shell out. The third one is that the security of the IPs. So what happens is when an IP is honest, naturally, the threat is one is in the form of litigations, another is in the form of physical also there actually. So we do not know where to complain. That is another issue to whom we have to look for the security of the IPs. That's the third one actually. The fourth one is that forming an IP really requires a 1 crore capital. I'm not sure actually whether this is the right forum or not. But then that also becomes difficult for us to put so much of money and form an IP also. So with the 1 or 2 support services, to carry on such a risky, this thing itself is a big thing actually.
Thank you, Mr. Ravichandran. I think points well taken, but yes, I don't think this forum can do much, but we will take it up in other appropriate forums from time to time. Maybe in future sessions where we can invite somebody from the board who will also take note of the concerns. Yes. Any other question from anybody? Yes, Mr. Sadashiv Karmate. Yeah.
Sir, namaskar. Ravi sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
And namaskar to all, galaxy of experts who are present today here. Sir, I have something to say to our IPA. See, I cleared this exam on 5th of February 20. I became member of our ICSI IIP on 4th March 20. IBBA registration in November 20. Almost all 3 years are over, sir. And the compliances are there, 6 monthly compliance, annual membership fees, then attendance, then CP is about 30, then valid AFA, again empanelment. Again, empanelment is again, it is for section 9 and section 7 and 10 wala the applicants are taking care of appointment. But so to tell you and to our IPA that in the period of last 3 years, there is no assignment. Is there any mechanism developed by our IPA to support our IP members? Because insolvency professional is supposed to be the profession of professionals. Only senior people are there. But when you are complying with everything which is prescribed, I mean regulatory compliances and all, the assignment is not there. Then what is the direction and what is your actually suggestion, Ravi sir? Because you are there, senior person.
Yes,
And I listen to so many webinars and I really gain knowledge from your discourses. but what is the way forward? I mean, how to remain in this profession?
Yeah, okay. You have raised a very important and sensitive issue. Unfortunately, neither the board nor the IPA can actually answer this. But since I am not belonging to either of them official capacity, I can. Okay. See, the qualification of becoming an IP is only an enabler. It is like any other, let's say, educational qualification, or you take, if you are a chartered accountant, you are a company secretary. So just because you got your COP, does it mean assignment comes to you? It doesn't. That is a separate part altogether. The first is the eligibility criteria that we have fulfilled. Now getting assignment, that is the commercial domain. Now commercial domain is the individual's domain, and it can be done in different ways. I think you can, one of the ways would be to probably join an IPE and ride on their network to some extent. But the fact of the matter is that bitter truth that the number of registered IPs as of today is significantly higher than the number of assignments available. That's the truth. Okay. There is a demand supply mismatch. And so इसके लिए कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Neither the board nor the IPA is a
is there any savior
consultant or agency.
Yeah.
So can't do it. But offline we can talk about it. You know, you can talk to so many other people. But I don't think this forum can answer that in here.
Whether our IPA has got any plan to have this kind of, I mean, support system for.
I think they are barred by law not to interfere.
but they are authorized to support the IP. I mean, members. They
support the members to the extent of not assignment. See, who gives the assignment? It is the first applicant creditor. So IPA has nothing to do with that. And then it is the tribunal, if it is from the panel for a Section 9 application. So these are the people. IPA or IBPA is not involved in that and can't be.
Whether there is any plan to just, I mean, have a connection with banks for empanelment or that kind of understanding is always there. I mean, professional bodies. If they're in a position to have relations with banks and then whoever, I mean, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, the IPs are there, but they are not getting any assignment. So whether if they are empaneled in particular bank, then only assignment will be coming under Section 7 or again, if contacts are there, then Section 10. But nothing is happening, sir.
Sadashivji, let me tell you bitter truth. Empanelment with any bank has nothing to do with getting the assignment. It is again an enabler. as a first step. और कुछ नहीं होता. Oh, it is a one-to-one thing. I don't think we can talk too much on that. Shantanu.
So, sir, it is personal marketing.
Yeah, it is, I agree,
there.
but I think we have gone on that topic, which is definitely cannot be answered here or solved here. So
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Shantanu. Your voice is cracking.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Is it fine? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So, this regarding keeping the CD as a going concern and the interim finance point. Now, as the speaker who had taken this up was mentioning, of course, it's very difficult. Everybody knows to get an interim finance as well as, how do you keep this thing? Now, in the last discussion paper, which IBBI had floated, where the minimum fee of the IPs were prescribed, there was in the discussion paper, there was a mention that the COC shall fund it where it is not sufficient from the cash flow. But somehow, when the final regulation came in, it says may. I'm sure all the IPs would have been very happy with the shall word. And I don't know how it became may. So if IPA, as they said that they're having a monthly meeting with IBBI, if this can be put forward by the IPA on behalf of the IPs, it is indeed very difficult to raise funds. And at times your funds are stuck for huge time. Banks simply don't pay. As a matter of fact, I've been handling a few liquidation cases where, as per the last COC which recommends liquidation, they agree to give a certain liquidation corpus. It is agreed, minutized, but it doesn't come. It doesn't come. So, in these kind of things, if our IPA makes a representation on behalf of all the IPs to the IBBI and somehow prevails on behalf of IPs with the regulator to make this kind of a regulation, and keeping the CD as a going concern should be the joint responsibility of the RP and the COC. The regulation needs to say that, because COC effectively is replacing the board. From the debtor in control, it's becoming the creditor in control, right? So if the creditor is in control, why does he have no responsibility? And why is the IP only person who is supposed to be keeping the company as a going concern? So these are my suggestions. Maybe Mr. Ravi Chandran was the one.
Yeah, I think, Shantanu, what we will do is suggest to the IPA that one of the sessions completely we will focus on these topics. So that, it's...
somehow, I was very happy to see that regulation that ultimately it is coming.
Yes.
Shall. Because I have been an IP for 17 and I know the pains of recovering your own money.
Many a slip between the cup and
Yep. So if the IPAs can really play a part, I think the entire IP, the members will be very grateful, to the IPA.
Yeah, I think one of the sessions, as quickly as possible, will focus entirely on this, keeping the CD as a going concern and all related issues with that. Mr. Ravichandran?
Sorry, sir. That's one point I left actually. The only thing is that, see, whenever we go to police station for complaint of theft in the factory or something like that, the police department is totally unaware of this IBC, NCLT, RP, etc., etc. Even whatever number of times you say, actually, they don't even take your complaint seriously, or they don't even consider you as an this thing. So they say that, who are you? Are you a director? Where is your letterhead? Like that, they ask some silly questions. They drive us away actually. With the result, we are not. See, my only request is that if at least the head of the state, or they can in turn pass on to somebody else actually, the district level, this about IBC has to percolate to all the police stations actually, so that when an RP goes, at least they know that there is somebody is coming with a serious matter, and then it has to be taken seriously. See, this is one of the concerns we have actually. Whenever we go there, we go and complain. We are helpless actually, because we go with somebody, and even in suppose in factories, most of the factories are in very remote village or small towns or this thing. They have no clue on anything actually. They said that why I should provide security, why I should entertain this, what this thing. They ask some questions, and that too, they drive us out rather than they want to avoid us rather than helping us actually. So this the knowledge to the police stations is very important in IBC actually, because what happens is most of the people might have faced actually, whenever there is a company is in trouble, people do all these type of mischiefs, and we have to protect the assets. And when we go there, we don't get any support from police department.
Yes. Well taken point. Yes, we know some people have really suffered, even got arrested and things like that. The Bar Council recently had issued, Bar Council of India, in relation to lawyers members, a circular that wherever any lawyer gets arrested, it should be intimated immediately to the State Bar Consulate or some such thing. Let's see what, again, important issue, but we will take it up, definitely.
Ganti, here one suggestion again, one like desirable. Many a judgment sometimes say IP is a what you call public officer or whatever, public servant. Okay. So if I am supposed to be a public servant, should I not have certain powers? So why doesn't IBBI, and this I had raised many times whenever I had a chance to interact, issue an I-card to the IP? Because the police station will not accept you unless you show some public servant or something of that sort, right? Now, of course, there would be a misuse of such a I-card, that is always there. But somewhere no one is owning us up, nobody is owning up the IP. If I'm the regulated by the board, the board should own me up, no?
There is one difference.
The letter is there.
Yeah, letter is there. The most important document that you can carry is your order of appointment of CRP.
What Mr. Ravi Chandran was saying.
Yes, I understand.
Very difficult.
I know.
You would have also faced it, sir.
No, as far as the I-card issue is concerned, I mean, this is my thought, that the IP is a public servant only during the duration of that particular assignment, not otherwise. Okay, this is the equivalent of a court commissioner. So if a court appoints a commissioner, he becomes a public servant only for that duration. And if I remember rightly, I think IPC says that any, even it talks of liquidator in that, who is appointed by a court is also a public servant. So when you are talking to them, RP samjhega nahi, you bolo like liquidator. They will understand.
वो तो ठीक है, practical nuances है.
But the point is that I-card cannot be issued simply because if you are not in an assignment, you are no longer a public official. You are only for that purpose. It's a temporary status that you get, but not a permanent status. That's why I think they cannot issue that. But some other mechanism needs to be done.
Some mechanism has to be done, no?
Which can basically show
because
that
this is very clear that first, see, there were cases where we had gone, there was one theft by a promoter in one case. Okay, I had gone to the police station. So they simply said, ki, bhai, on your complaint, I can't do anything. You get me a court order. By the time the court order came, anyway, the theft was done. Court order means NCLT order. Okay.
Yes.
The gentleman was nice. The police officer was very nice. He talked to me in length, but he said, sorry, I can't do anything. Who are you? In what capacity are you coming? I showed him my order. Well, then, नहीं, आप कोर्ट का order लेके आओ. Then we will see. By that time, the damage was done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now there is CBI inquiry in that same case. And CBI is asking me for the information which the fellow had stolen. Luckily, I had filed a case, so I could show the CBI की एक order तो आया था साहब. हाँ, तो मेरा गलती नहीं है. I have not stolen the document.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Himanshu? Himanshu ji. Okay. Maybe logged out. Hello. Okay. Mr. Javeri, you have a question?
Yes, sir. Once again, I don't know whether this is a right platform or not. A practical problem which I am facing in NCLT in my voluntary liquidation dissolution applications is, it is getting prolonged. We are given a time to complete it within 90 days or 270 days, right? But the dissolution order, which is a death certificate of a person who is already dead, takes years to get it. Sir, any platform where we can represent for this particular applications to be, expedited?
I think I can give you a general answer. The serious issue of inordinate delays in the tribunals, appellate tribunal, etc., is under the consideration of the topmost level in the government. That's the finance minister itself. There was a meeting with a lot of stakeholders, including members from the tribunals. This issue was taken up strongly by the Minister of Corporate Affairs. And it's a two-way thing, because the tribunals can very well turn back and say, we are functioning at half the strength. Where are the people? Okay.
Right.
And then where are the facilities in the offices?
Okay.
But if you look at the entire justice delivery system of the nation as a whole, okay, at that level of NCLT and equivalent, I mean, we are far, far better than any other limb of the judicial.
Yes, sir.
Far, far better. And we are multiple times better than DRT.
Right.
Okay. So I think we should also take that into account, that it will take time. It's a national level problem. It's not an individual's problem at all.
Right, sir.
And but it is being attended to. It has been taken into cognizance, has been taken. But it's both sides, delays. And if you look at the reason for delays, what happens? I mean, when a tribunal sits, a bench sits, they have something like 60 cases listed on a day.
True.
There is no human born who can dispose that many.
Right, sir.
It's not possible. So, 10 होंगे, 15 होंगे, बाकी को तो date ही मिलेगा.
जी.
So, and frivolous litigation, not just by others, but also seriously, I'm saying by our IPs, because they do not understand sometimes that what should not be litigated.
Right.
Okay. It's all. Everybody has a role to play, and I think we should develop over a period of time. But this will take some time. Okay. There is no magic wand.
This is just a lateral thinking. I think the government made a mistake by posting the judges as the chairman, because they fall into that old trap of their judicial process. They should remove the judges and post executives who will take quick decisions. That would be a better way.
Okay, that's a very different thing, but to be taken up with the Prime Minister. Yes. Any other question? Any other question? Mr. Zaveri, you can lower your hand. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Anybody else wants to ask anything? Suggest some topics and issues to be taken up in the future programs. Okay, because this is going to be a monthly event. And if you can't think of them right now, you can always write to the institute. They will be happy to receive your suggestions. Yes, Mr. Prasad, you want to say something?
Yes, I would like to talking about synchronization of data, which are reports filed with IBBI as well as our IPA. So what can be, how it can be reduced?
Duplication is
Yes.
one issue where sometimes you have to file at both places. Yes.
Right.
I think important issue. IPA to respond, please, on this. I believe they are trying to synchronize the two portals. Part of it has been done. Some are still left. Probably cost disclosures is one such thing, right? Which we do both sides. As of now, I think that's the only one which is duplicate.
Sir, I am audible.
Yeah, there are two mics on. Please switch off one. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
Sir, sir, relating to the CRP information, everything IP is required to file the information on IBBI portal. Only the cost disclosure, relationship disclosure, and half-yearly return is required to be filed on the IPA portal. So, as
The issue is
facility
only with the cost disclosure because that is filed there also. If there is a method of you pulling up the data directly from the IBBI website, then that to that extent the duplication will be ready.
Sir, we have discussed this thing with the IBBI, but they are saying that presently this thing is we have to follow. In future, definitely we will see that what we will condense.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other question? Okay, I think that's.
So there is one important announcement. There is one thing to announce. Nitin announced that.
Sure. So for all the professional members, there's something that we wish to inform you. For the IPE enrollment, our board has approved a proposal for grant of all the IPEs which get enrolled with ICSIIP. The directors who are IPs of that IPE will get a free access to all the learning activities that we conduct during the first year. So all the learning programs that we conduct, the CPE, they will get with their enrollment with ICSIIP.
Okay.
So
I hope people have
additionally,
that. Yeah.
Just saying what is already in it. So there's going to be no cost for it. So at no cost, the directors who are IPs will get free access to the learning activities and the CP credit. Thank you. And additionally, I must also clarify, this is going to be, at present, it is for the first year.
Introductory offer. Good. Thank you. This is real money. Please understand it, because otherwise you would be paying a minimum fee for every program, and it is for all the directors. So you can calculate. I think quite a good initiative.
But first we have to find 100 lakhs, sir.
Look under the mattress.
Sir, 2 lakhs to the IBBI, not to the IPA, sir. We have just a nominal fees.
Accepted.
No. He is talking of the net worth, 1 crore net worth.
Yeah, net worth. Yeah, definitely, sir. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, there is one question which has been asked by many people, and there is an issue with this. So I would like to ask this on behalf of everybody to be looked into. Is the issue of a multidisciplinary entity, whether it is a private limited company, limited or LLP, which has members who are, the basic membership is, it could be a CS, could be an advocate, could be a chartered accountant, cost accountant. Can this multidisciplinary entity be formed? And will it, if it is done, you might say yes, the short answer might be yes. will it have an effect on the primary membership of such people with their parent institute? Like if ICSI IIP says that, yes, you can form an IPE, which has got members from all these professions, will that be allowed by those other institutes like the CA Institute or the Bar Council? I understand this is not an easy answer to give. It's a vexed problem. It's been there for 50 years.
Sir, what I think is the parent institutes are not yet allowed this.
Exactly.
So that is why it is actually on their discretion what to do on this issue. This is their policy matter, sir, on the parent institute.
No, actually there is a way out. If through your intervention, if the board in its regulations says that an IPE can be formed based comprising of practicing, CA, CS, advocate, etc., then it will be binding even on the parent institute because that will become law. It can be done, but you will have to talk to the board about it and seek their view. They will also need to look into the conflict between the different laws and how it will be resolved.
Absolutely, sir. We noted it. Let us see what happens.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I think all questions are over. Back over to you, Nitika.
Okay, thank you so much, Ravi sir, for moderating the session. And thank you, Prashant sir, also. And thank you all the participants for such an interactive session. We would like to have suggestions for the next sessions also. If you do not have any suggestions right now, you can email us also. And then the next month, then the next interactive meet will be held in the first week of February. So we would like to have some topics so that we can have the prior discussions on that.
Topics as well as questions and can discuss with the.
It's practical aspect of keeping the.
Ravi Prakash, what we actually want the suggestion should come from members. What should be the new topics they should cover under CP or some regular webinars or some training programs or whatever else can be done in a different way for the benefit of our members, because members are our strength. So that is the basic purpose of such interactions. So thank you, Ravi Prakash ji, for such an interactive session and for answering the difficult queries that we can handle in our own. So thank you, members. Your cooperation and support is required on this in order to come up with some better policies. So it is only your suggestion through which we can both develop and we can both grow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is a wonderful initiative of our IPA, and I'm sure we will mutually learn, and eventually something better will come out. So my suggestion is the next topic could be something on the practical difficulties that the RP faces and what could possibly be a practical solution to them. They may not be regulatory, or I'm not talking about a change in regulation, but maybe some experts can say how do you tackle certain situations. Something of that kind. If you can do, it might be of some help. Because regulations, of course, it will take ages to come. So that's a different challenge. Though I would always request as a IP, that if IPA can dwell on the IBBI to better protect IPs while we are handling our assignment. That's the thing. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Well taken. Well taken.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this wonderful initiative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.